talking heroes. Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's the Common Collector, and today I'm coming at you with a budget hero deck profile. Now, when I say budget, this is sort of about a 150-ish or less dollar range, so I know that that's not super budget, but as far as heroes, which is basically a meta deck nowadays, that's about the best I can work with. Just so you guys know, I am doing a giveaway on Elemental Hero Sunrise on my Instagram, so all you have to do for that is just go onto my Instagram at Common Collector _ YouTube, or if I'm wrong, then that I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, so just go ahead and check out my Instagram if you want to win this crispy boy right here. I ended up pulling 2, as you can see in my unboxing, so I really don't need to. The extra deck space for heroes is super tight, so just a way for me to get a few more follows on Instagram and be able to make better channel announcements is why I'm doing that. And also, a while ago, because I made a real bonehead mistake, I ended up ordering 2 extra Fusion Destinies, not realizing that I already had 2. So, also on my Instagram, I'll be doing some stuff like announcements on cards that I'm selling and whatnot. If you guys want to try to get cards for cheap, you guys can go there, or you guys can email me about inquiries on that stuff too. I'll also put my email on the screen as well. But anyways, getting on into the deck profile, since this is a budget deck, I am not playing Liquid Soldier. Sunrise is the only new card that I'm really playing, like the newest printing card. But anyways, we are starting off with 3 Ferris. Now this is sort of like probably the most expensive card. It's sitting at like $18 right now. But and actually there is a way that if you want to, you can actually play this deck with just 2 Ferris, if that is just a little still too high for your budget. But it is definitely possible with 2. I just prefer running 3. But since you have Stratos and stuff to search this stuff out, it is really possible to play this deck with just 2 of them. But anyways, we will go on to the 3 Malicious. You have to play 3. It's an easy +2. There's no reason not to. Going on still with the 3 ofs, we have 3 Solid Soldier. Now, people are starting to cut this down to like 1 or 2 copies in the more expensive decks, but for the budget purposes, I really do think that 3 Solid Soldier is still a good way to go. And just getting off his extra effect when he's sent to the graveyard with like Polymerization, it is a really solid effect in order to get off with your Stratos. So we're also going to be playing 3 Stratos. This is a 42 card deck. I didn't say that, but I recently just added in an extra Stratos and an extra Miracle Fusion just to make sure that I'm seeing those cards. And again, if you want to drop that 3rd Ferris, this is the way to do it, is just play 3 Stratos. So, and then he can also pop back row. So very, very nice there. Moving on to 2 ofs, we have 2 Shadow Mist. You really only need 2 nowadays. You can only use 1 of its effects per turn, so you really only want to see 1, or you just want to pitch 1 of them with one of your many graveyard sending effects. So going on into Increase, I think everyone kind of agrees that Increase is solid at 2. Really nice that you can keep on going with his effect, but I am going to be showing you guys an interesting extra card that I play that not a lot of other people do. So anyways, we are going to continue on with Vion. So 2 Vion, like 2 Vion, 2 Shadow Mist, 2 Increase is pretty standard. Then going on, 1 Honest Neos, 1 Bubble Man, since we're not playing the Liquid Soldier. And then for your Destiny Hero lineup, we have Destiny Hero Plasma to negate effects, Dynatag and Celestial, pretty standard. And then I might get a little bit of heat for this, but the 1 extra card that I'm playing that no one else is, that I've never seen in a deck profile, is Vision Hero Gravito. So for those of you who don't know his effect, is that when he's normal or special summoned, you can get 1 of your banished hero monsters and add it back into your hand. He also has another effect that but it's not important. But in my opinion, there are just so many times that I go into Ferris, and then I go into Increase, and then I've already used up Vion's effects for the turn. And if you've already used up Vion, then if you're trying to if you end up opening with a Solid Soldier and a Vion, and then you try to do the whole Ferris and Increase combo, well then you've already used up Vion, but there, Vion banishes, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff that banishes. You have Miracle Fusion and whatnot. So I really do think that Gravito is a nice extra card to keep in here. That way you make sure that you always get an effect off with increase, and then also you're able to get back some of those resources, and it helps you to be able to play one Honest Neos. Because Honest Neos and Ferris are probably the two most common cards that end up getting banished in the graveyard from like Miracle Fusion and stuff. But then if you use Gravito, you can get those resources back to your hand. So anyways, going on into the spell cards, we are going to be playing 3 Emergency Call, very standard. You have to run 3 of that. It's the best search card ever, besides like Rhoda. But anyways, we have 3 Mask Change, and then 3 Fusion Destiny. This is just sort of a newer card that I've added since my earliest budget deck profile for heroes, and I've really been liking it. It gives you a free monster. There's no way around it. You have to play 3 of this card. So yeah, it's sitting at about $5 a piece on TCG Player, so I still think that running Fusion Destiny and stuff shouldn't really break anybody's budget. And for people who are non-hero players, you can probably get some decent trades on those for cheap. Then going on 3 Super Poly. Super Poly is still one of the best cards in the meta, so you got to be playing that. Then, again, like I said earlier, I made this like a 42 card deck just because I wanted to bump up the Miracle Fusion. It's searchable through Sunrise, but also if you're going through a grind game that's, for a hero grind game, it's only lasting 2 to 3 turns. But if you're going 2 to 3 turns deep with heroes, and then you've expanded all your resources with your Ferris and all of your other searches with Stratos and stuff, then Miracle Fusion is really something that can just, like, you top deck that, and that's really something that can bring you back into the game. So then 1 Hero Lives, 1 Rhoda, 1 Poly, and then just 1 Monster Reborn. And that's going to do it for our 42 card lineup. So we'll go on to the extra deck. Okay, so for the extra deck, we are going to be, this is pure heroes, but we are playing 1 Sunrise, the new guy on the street. He's just a great card. You got to be playing him for sure. We have 1 Vision Hero Trinity, just for your OTK possibilities. 1 Elemental Hero The Shining. Now, this is a card that you could sort of swap if you really enjoy playing like Masked Hero Diane or Vision Hero Adoration or some of the other cards. This is sort of a card that you can swap out because you never really ever get its effect off because it misses timing, but you still can get him pretty beefed up with all the banishing. Then 1 Escrado, he's a great Super Poly target. 1 Absolute Zero because, wiping boards is always nice. 2 Dark Law, you gotta play at least 2 Dark Law because, if you lose your first, which is gonna be your opponent's main priority, is banishing or getting rid of your Dark Law. As long as you can get out a second one, that's gonna be really tough for them to beat over. Then going on into 1 Acid just to combo off with your Absolute Zero. Then for your Fusion Destiny targets, we have 1 Dangerous, 1 Dystopia. And then as for the Link monsters, 1 Dread Decimator, 1 Wonder Driver, and 2 of the Cross Crusader. So that's basically it for the deck profile, but I will go on into just a little bit more discussion quick. I did finally drop the Isolde combo that you can run in here, and that's really sad because we finally just got a decent equip spell card for heroes, but also I don't really want to run Skyscraper or anything else in this deck. I also was playing 2 Legacy of a Hero. If you don't know what this does, is that essentially, as long as you have 2 hero monsters in your graveyard that use a hero monster as material, which is a lot of them, your mass heroes don't count and whatnot, but I believe your Destiny hero ones would, Sunrise, Shining, and whatnot, lots of these Absolute Zero and Escrado and Vision Hero Trinity, they all count. So as long as you would have 2 of those in your graveyard, you can put them back to your extra deck to draw 2 cards. So if you guys want to mess around with this card, see how it works for you, make sure that you're using the ruling correctly, because the mass heroes do not work with this card, but drawing 3 off of a card is a really powerful effect. So I'm still tinkering with this to see if I like it, but I did take it out of the deck for now. And then just for the new support, I didn't really find Generation Next. Again, the Hero Equipped spell card was decent, but and then Magistry Alchemist. Like, none of these cards really did much for the deck. They're really nice. They're just like maybe a generation too late. But just for a few other side deck options, 3 Called by the Grave wouldn't be horrible, but I feel like there's so much search and adding into this. There's so much plussing that you can do with this that, I mean, if your opponent wants to burn an Ash Blossom or something, they can just go ahead, and then there's probably a few more things you can do anyway. So I'm really good with not running Called by the Grave in the main deck. But then just for other options, again, you could probably toss Master Hero Diane in here, but if you wanted to play Destiny Hero Decider, that's a possibility. And then depending on, like, if you're going on in a mirror match, you definitely want to have your Vision Hero Trinity for a mirror match. I just super polyed a guy last night playing on Dual Nexus, and that worked perfectly. But also Adoration and, like, Great Tornado if you're playing any kind of a wind deck. But there's not really too much wind out there, but I've always thought that, like, even if you did Great Tornado with Stratos, it is a possibility. You usually do wind up having a Stratos on your board at some point. So these are just other options, stuff that you can keep in your extra deck. And if you were to go up against certain attribute decks, wind, water, you got your wind, your water, and all that other stuff. Dark. There's that Gaia for the Earth matchup. These are just other options that you want to look into. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the video. I will be trying to drop a combo tutorial relatively soon, so keep an eye out for that. But that's going to do it for me today. So again, don't forget to go to the Instagram if you want your chance to win this crispy boy, or just to check in on funny memes about Yu-Gi-Oh! And whatnot. So, Common Collector out. We'll see you guys next time.